Hi there, my friends. It's Revan speaking, and my goodness, my friends, all I'm gonna say to you is this: really, I am so glad that it is December. I am so glad it is getting close to Christmas 2021, and I'm so glad that we're almost near the end of this year because I swear, in 2022, get on with it. I'm over it this year, right? So I don't know about you, but I've had enough this year, with everything been going on, because I'd like to start off with a new leaf, new page, new everything in 2022. And god damn it, I mean, like, here I am, just yeah. Look, let's just be honest and be real. So, um, I'm pretty much, like, I just, got myself up there to the point that today it has been an interesting day. Um, and honestly, I just, got out there and I just felt like, you know what? Let's just start off something nice and new. So, let's talk about Asia server for World of Warships. Now, Asia server for World of Warships has been a bit of an interesting one because, like, it has been up and down. And honestly, I have to admit, yeah, it's just like out there, and we need to catch up from where we left off. But I want to start off by sharing this one with you. I was talking to one of the community managers, and basically just told them how what I was saying. We're keeping in touch base and let him know what's going on. And pretty much, this is where it got interesting. So I started to say, "Hey, I thought I'd let you keep in touch base with you, and thought I'd let you know that my circumstances for streaming and gaming for World of Warships for me has changed. So I'm going to be more focused on the Sea Asia community because most recently I have a new job, and I had been reviewing my content and stuff, and I have been doing that as of late. Is more focus on the Asia community because of the streaming times and how I can promote the franchise, and also focus with my community growth due to reflecting my audience, and also getting myself more involved with the previous King of the Sea event was all in Asia. So I thought to let you know that my future applications will no longer be on the North American server anymore. As much as I love the community and all, I took everything on board. I find that due to content creation reasons, I have taken your advice on board and pushing my community growth, and have been working on how I can contribute towards the World of Warships community. Even though I mostly play on Asia community, I have a day dedicated to the North American server, but I believe in moving forward, I need to focus on the Asia community as I find myself a good representative for the time zone. And since I'm working and streaming now as I do it on, I still enjoy that. I can still stream, have fun with this awesome community. The only question I do have is that how can I apply for that community for the next application, which I believe I'll be entitled to reapply, I think, in March 2022 at this stage. And then the community manager responded, and this is good. He goes, "That's great to hear, Revan. Congrats on the job. As for the Asia forums and application process, I'm less familiar with it than I am for NA. I'll see if I can contact the C server person for community contributors." Now, honestly, um, this is where it got really interesting because we have a new representative for Asia, and that's Kimi-cha. Now, I do apologize, Kimi-cha, for mentioning your name in this, but I want to put it out there, the reason. Now, Kimi-cha contacted this NA community manager, and this NA community manager helped her to get her through the finishing line to become CC for World of Warships. That's how she got it. Now, it's funny. I'm trying to do the same thing for myself, and basically I get a mixed response, which is fair enough. I mean, like, look, obviously they're going through a lot of changes behind the scenes. I don't know what the hell's going on. All I do know is that behind the scenes, thanks to rumors and people keeping me in the know, is that they had been really pushing hard with any internal processes for World of Warships to be kept up to date and everything like that. So that's fair enough. And I'm not going to hold anything against Wargaming for this. But with the community managers, only can do so much, and with the information that have been given, it's good that I'm keeping in touch base with them to try and at least, say, hey, look, I'm still interested, what's the go? So hopefully moving forward, this will be a good sign. But here's what I responded with. Thanks for the response. Much appreciated for the support as well too. I'll give you some feedback and heads up with that side of it, as you're aware, for the CC program on Asia. So what happened in the past, was that the Asia World of Warships side of things was feeling very unrepresentative for the English community side of things, because we have many talented English-speaking content creators like myself and others that I could name, had found it frustrating whenever we had been trying to apply for CC for World of Warships because of no response, or it seemed like the only way is asking people that we know, and found out it was only handled by some people, but they no longer with the organization. So nowadays it's not handled by anyone, until one day when Manny Marcel was on board, it became more and more apparent that she was the go-to person, because she was trying to bring the Asia and New Zealanders on board, trying to get that side of things going. However, when it's because that she's left, we don't know what's going on anymore. It seemed like for a period of time there was no representation for the English-speaking side of things for a very long time, and those who had been streaming on Asia for a while now found it very hard to apply, or they gave up trying to apply for World of Warships on the Asia server, because of there's no response, there's no transparency, and they simply not getting anything they wanted out of it. But back in 2015, a guy named Major Age, that I know very well, who has been very fortunate and very lucky in becoming a CC for World of Warships and World of Tanks, mentioned to me that he was very lucky because they had an English representative back then. The guy has moved on and no longer works for Wargaming, and he has tried speaking with others that he knows. They don't know who handles it anymore either. So I'm left in the dust wondering what the F. The truth about it all, due to the frustration when I stopped pursuing on the Asia community, because of simply I sent numerous applications and no response. Then swapped over to NA because of how proactive it was, and it got lots of feedback, and it helped me to get to where I am today, thanks to you all, which I don't get me wrong, it's awesome. I'll share you with some links so that you're aware. And basically what I did was I provided the links relevant to the processes that was on the NA and EU as well as Asia. But what I can show you is good examples of this. So basically, here's the World of Warships page in Asia. You jump onto the forums, and the forums look like this. And basically, you go to the community area, and pretty much you got like the list of community contributors, as well as the the process for the application. Now, I will show you this part because honestly, this is where it got really, really interesting. So when I click on the CC program application part, the person used to work for Wargaming and is no longer there anymore, has left the organization. So basically, that person is left and moved on. But you know, basically, that you have this like private sector where you can apply for your application. This is all the basic requirements and stuff, and then you just go ahead with it, right? Now, let me just show you this. Now, Manny Marcel, lovely person, an individual, very talented. She is a North American community manager, or was. And basically, when she was a community manager on the North American community, she was so proactive and basically kept us up to date who the community contributors were, and like she was very down to earth person, individual. She was really out there trying to keep us up to date and everything with the whole community. And don't get me wrong, I think that's a great start. Now let me just show you something that the North American community has. So basically, when I go to the North American community, this is like the community volunteer program section, which is good, very well laid out on the forums. And then basically you go like, oh yeah, there's a general information and also the application process. Now let me just show you the application process. As you can see, they have a rules. They have a well laid out set of rules and everything. And as you know, Manny Marcel has moved on into greener pastures, and good on you, Manny Marcel. I wish you well and all the best, by the way. But this is just an example of a well laid out, thought out process. It is something that is simple. You can just follow it through. It gives you a link of who's on, who's the community, contributors master list. And you just like have a look and you go like, oh yeah, there's like a whole bunch of awesome people that you can keep yourself up to date. And like just by looking at that, that's just as awesome. Just by seeing it, it looks great, with everything going on. As it's all well and good, it's not consistent on Asia, unfortunately. And that's basically something that needs to be sorted out. And as you can see, if you click on that link, that will initiate your process for applying for CC. I won't do that because it probably will initiate the whole thing. So here's the thing. As I go back, this is where like nobody's really taken over it. Okay, and that's generally speaking where the problem resides. So pretty much when I was giving feedback to the community manager and let them know that this was handled by certain people and it's not anymore, I mean it's pretty much like the people who have left, it's gone into shambles, and basically it's become more and more frustrating because if you're going back into like this server that you can play a lot on and basically you want to represent, and it's actually all well and good, that's the great intentions that you have, but if there's the support is not there, then there's a lot of problems behind it, which brings me to this point, because there are community contributors that recently joined this year in 2021, and the good examples are Kimichar and also Logistic Llama. Now, back in 2015, Major Rage is an Australian CC, and he's been there since day one when World of Warships was launched. Basically, he told me that he got in thanks that he spoke to the right people, and basically there was an English representative for Wargaming back then, and he was pretty switched on, and pretty much that's how he got in into World of Warships, and also World of Tanks, by the way. So that's how happened. He became the first CC on the Asia community. Now, here's the next thing. Um, as I was talking to Major Age, he told me that whenever he was trying to, um, help us out to who to talk to and everything like that, basically either the people that he tried to talk to have either moved on to different roles or left the business, and that's where it's left, in shambles. So let's just talk about what's going on in Asia and representation and the CC application discussion here. So there's a lot of things that can be improved. Okay, basically the server region application have the server region servers listed on there, like with an option of choice for NA Asia, so that when you click the drop down menu, basically the trigger will kick in straight away. It will be sent across to whoever is handling for that region. Like, for example, if you were saying along the lines of that I'm going to apply for North American community, it will go to, say, Bogsy or Ashcans or my Draco, for example. Or if you're sending it across to Asia, and basically it will send it across to a panel of people who are, looking after that as well. And, in the past, there was many more cell. So maybe I'm thinking that Bogsy or Ashcans could, help us out with this. And in going forward, that's just my suggestion here. Because, two former CCs who became community managers and they know the ins and outs of the program will be ideal candidates to, take the reins of it. But the types of questions, the questions are good. It's just that there's some things missing. Like, for example, like links to your statistics of the channel for your Twitch, Facebook, YouTube needs to be updated. I think that'll be a good idea. Or anything that they need to know more about you should be included, So transparency and consistency sakes of how the requirements should appear should be on that same on all servers. Like if you have it on, say, the North American community, what you have, and it was shown beforehand, it should be the same through and through with the other stuff. So let me just quickly show you that. So basically, here's the North American community. And basically, they have, a set of requirements right there, and this could subject to change after this video anyway. But this is just, me giving you a bit of an insight of what you might be expecting. So that's actually pretty laid out for the process, and they basically are very curious about everything that you've written in there anyway. So I thought, anything can happen. But, the Asia community, and as I look at the Asia community, this is the funny thing. The Asia community, as you can notice the difference between the two, there is some sort of difference, discrepancy between both of them. And as you can tell, it's not consistent. So, the requirements or it is a little bit inconsistent there. So, that's just, pointing out there in the mild zone. Anyway, but we need to have people available to handle different languages like Korean, Taiwanese, Chinese, Japanese, and all the other languages as well. But that's been handled quite well in that side of things, because I see there's some good representation for the different servers. Not different languages, I should say. But if it comes down to English-speaking community for a particular server, and it's not being handled in a context that well, then yeah, it's a bit crap right now that we're trying to do what we can and we can't get the support we need. That's it. That is what it is. But we need more better support from Wargaming. I really do believe that, because Wargaming has been good in terms of making us feel appreciated for the content creators we have. For example, the Twitch drops, and also being mentioned on their streams, and getting some constructive feedback. But at the same time, though, it's lovely to see when the community managers drop by and say good day, how's it going? Hope all things are doing well. Sit back, relax, enjoying the stream, watching the show, etc. And something small like that means a lot to us, and it makes us feel good, for what we're doing. But definitely, on the English side of things for the Asia community, it really needs to be lifted up big time. It needs to be improved a fair bit. And basically, if we can have that better representation, I believe in going forward, the transparency and the consistency for everything will be improved dramatically. And honestly, that would help us, moving forward. Kimicha and Logistic Llama were able to get through to the CC program because of simply my advice when I gave them and told them that, look, try applying here, but if you don't hear anything from, say, within a week, definitely go and apply through this way and fill in the form, let them know that you're applying for Asia instead of NA, and then explain that's the way to go. Now, they got in. So, I think, with the response I was being given, he, don't blame him because he's just recently new in the community manager role. But as he said to me, as for the Asia forums and application process, I'm less familiar with it than for Asia, I'm less familiar with it than I am for NA. So basically, it sounds like to me that's something that needs to be said and taken on board big time. So this is something that that needs to be taken into consideration here. So hopefully, Wargaming will focus on re-establishing good relations and ties on the Asia community. Now, I'm hoping that as a good New Year's resolution for 2022, mind you, because we really need that. Because I'm just looking for everything that's going on, and yeah, I think it's the best way to go. So yeah, that's something that I'm hoping for the best. But yeah, hopefully that's a good step in the right direction though. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, it is coming down to that now. So in going forward though, how I'm gonna word this? It's a bit hard. It really is. Because in going forward though, I hope for the best for World of Warships in the community. Now, I hope to become a community contributor for World of Warships in 2022. But it seems like at this point in time that there is a big, misunderstanding going on about how things are being handled at this stage. So, yeah, hopefully, there'll be some good improvements, but we have to give them time. Give them a bit of a benefit of the doubt. Give them time. Everything should work out great. But yeah, hopefully, in 2022, we will know more. We will know more. So, until then, my friends, please stay safe, take care. That's pretty much the gist of it with everything going on. But if you're trying to apply for CC on the Asia server, folks, just understand that at the moment they don't think I don't think they have anything sorted out in place yet. Give them time in the new year, within the 6 months. I would highly recommend reach out to the community managers and say, hey, look, I'm trying to apply, but I'm not getting responses. I'm trying to do whatever I can to, improve on my streams and stuff. And if you are doing that, folks, already, and you are, don't stress, okay? So just because, if one server has, processes in play and the other one does not, don't feel left out. Just do what you can and, take it from there and work with Wargaming staff and help them to get to where they are today. And honestly, moving forward, there's a lot of opportunities. And pretty much don't give up. There will be plenty of opportunities down the horizon. And yes, by the way, folks, the Pearl Harbor event has already started for the Missouri and other stuff like that as well. But that has, just come out most recently. It's been 80 years since Pearl Harbor. Wow, that's been a while, hey? Nearly a century. But on December 7, 1941, as a marked of the beginning of the Second World War in the Pacific. A lot of lives were lost in that day. The Japanese smashed through Pearl Harbor by surprise and decimated the U.S. Navy over there. But look, in all seriousness though, folks, we will do what we can. Lest we forget for the fallen and those who survived and fought for our freedom. But my friends, I just want to say a big thanks to all the people out there who support the channel and everything. Hopefully, in 2022, we will have some good news on the front lines about the CC application in the near future. But until then, we'll just see. We'll just see and take it from there and hope for the best. Until then, stay safe and take care.